TJ here for another segment of Michigan Conservative Roundtable here on Saturday morning. Just a quick thanks to all our subscribers and your support for this grassroots channel. With the election just a couple days away, I intended for this segment to be a type of pep rally. With the exception of Trafalgar, virtually all the polling organizations have got Biden with some kind of a lead. We'll say the legitimate ones have Biden as 3 to 5 points ahead of Trump. Some of the less legitimate ones still claim that Biden has a double-digit lead in the polls. These polling results, they're such bovine excrement, I'll tell you. They're such BS. I think they're being used to affect the outcome of the election, suppress the votes, and if nothing else, give some kind of legitimacy to any rioting that might occur afterwards. But in 2016, Trafalgar was the only one that had any kind of accurate polling given the election results. This year, Trafalgar is it's showing Trump either in a dead heat or a slight lead in most of the swing states. So these other polling agencies, they're pretty much in the tank for the Democrat Party. And I just share all this. It's time for us to double down. We got to win, and we got to win big. Why? Because if Trump just barely wins, the Democrats are going to go full bore in trying to steal the election. They've already telegraphed their intentions to ballot harvest, and in the meantime, of any kind of recount or something, we're going to have people rioting in the streets and court battles and everything else. So we've got to win big. Back in 2000, you had the Bush-Gore election and the whole chaotic mess of the Florida recount with the hanging chads and everything else. And I suspected back then that the Democrats were trying to steal that election with the Florida recount. Then you had 2008, and I'm always going to suspect Al Franken stole that election. But in 2008, you had a recount in Minnesota, and they kept finding more votes. Oh, a couple more hundred from this closet. We found a couple more, 100 or 200 here or there or wherever. And then eventually Al Franken had enough votes and he won the election. And I'm always going to suspect Al Franken stole that election. Then you consider what they've been doing the last 3.5 years with President Trump. And it is just, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the Democrats go, cheating is their modus operandi. So I think we can win. We got to win big, despite the polls. And here's a bit of uplifting news that I just kind of took note of what's been happening the last 7 days. 7 days ago, August 24th, Gateway Pundit reports Obama in Miami holds an event that hardly anyone shows up for. And I guess it was virtual. It was online. And I don't know how Gateway Pundit came up with this, but Gateway Pundit was reporting that only about 70 people, 70 people watched the Obama rally online. That was for Biden. Same day, Right Scoop reported that in Pennsylvania, Biden had a rally, and more Trump supporters showed up to protest Biden than Biden supporters showed up for the Biden rally. And if you recall, this so frustrated Biden, that was the speech where he referred to the Trump supporters outside his rally as chumps. That was that rally there. October 25th, there was a Biden rally where Cher performed some music, and I guess she just has what it takes anymore. It didn't make the press, and if it hadn't been for the Right Scoop, I wouldn't even known that happened. October 26th, and this is kind of an unrelated incident, but I think it goes to the political mood of the day. But October 26th, you had the confirmation vote of Amy Coney Barrett, and the vote count was 52 to 48. And what that means is Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Pierre Delecto from Utah voted to confirm ACB, we'll say. And the reason why I mentioned that was because if things were if there was a sense of things going south for the Republicans, I don't think Lisa Murkowski would have voted to confirm. She might have voted either non-confirm or whatever, but I think the sense was, hey, there's a chance the Republicans are going to do well, and I just felt that this was Lisa Murkowski's way of hedging her bet. Same day, Gateway Pundit reports a handful of supporters at a Biden rally in Chester, Pennsylvania. And on the same day, October 26th, in Lititz, Pennsylvania, there was a Trump rally, and I guess thousands came out. But what I found interesting was the Amish. And we made mention of this in a previous video some weeks back. But, the Amish have been stumping for Trump too lately. And I also got to wonder if maybe the Amish, in their own special way, if they're not concerned as to what's going on politically here in this country. October 27th, Ivanka Trump has a rally at Sarasota, Florida, and she draws a good few thousand. And here's the irony there. The same day, there was an Obama car rally in Orlando, Florida, and only about 100 cars show up. And then the same day in Warm Springs, Georgia, Biden has a rally, and he's got 38 circles on the lawn for people to, congregate and listen to him. 38 circles. That's what he had. October 29th, Gateway Pundit reports the Libertarian vice presidential candidate Spike Cohen. He has a rally at a Waffle House in Ohio, and he draws a bigger crowd than what's been seen at the Biden rallies. Same day, Gateway Pundit reports a Trump rally in Tampa, Florida. It's at 1:30 p.m., and the word was for this rally that people were showing up a little after midnight, 12 hours earlier than it was scheduled to kick off. People were already starting to line up so they could get in for it, and it's just you compare that to a typical Biden rally. And then also on October 29th, Gateway Pundit, and I think I saw it in the Right Scoop also, but news reports were that you had a Democrat, and he was from Flint, Michigan, and he was vice president of that city council for Flint, and he had come out and endorsed President Trump. And, that's a good sign. And then you got just yesterday, President Trump was here in Waterford, Michigan, where thousands and thousands show up. When you consider the events of this past week, I think we're in the driver's seat here. I think President Trump's going to win. He's just got to win big enough so if the Democrats want to try and cheat, we'll win too big for that to happen. And I just, do I think President Trump's going to win? Yeah, I think he's going to win. But we just got to make sure, we got to do what we can to offset any effort at Democrat ballot harvesting, okay? So that's it. That's all I've got to say on this. I hope everyone votes. I'll end with that and say be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.